Rosemary is entertaining a suitor in the parlor. Courtship in the 1880s had stricter rules than today. Activities connected with the church, and especially Wednesday evening prayer meeting, gave courting couples their opportunities to meet.
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted a wedding. Real bad. Oh my God. I wanted a wedding cake and a wedding dress, and all those things. I was always really into the idea of marriage, actually. Since I was really little, I was like, this is so cool. You get to have this big party, and like, you know, it has a lot of meaning to it. When I was in high school, I babysat for this family, and the mom in the family asked me, when she found out that my mom was a lesbian, somehow, she told me that she had gone and seen Passion of the Christ, and then she told me that she asked me about gay marriage, and she was like, well, if gay people can marry, then, you know, maybe that means that, like, fathers can start marrying their daughters. And well, I don't think that that is really necessarily comparable, you know, and if you allow gay people to marry, doesn't mean that, like, all of a sudden you're opening up the floodgates and, you know, all these people are gonna, you know, then everything will be okay. It's like, I think I said that the reason it was different was because the power was different. Like, the power dynamic between, like, a father and a daughter is a lot different than, like, two people that are coming together.
I remember Kate Palacho, a member of our community, was the priestess, you know, that wed them. Even though it wasn't, you know, a legal marriage, it wasn't official on the books or whatever, you know, they did it, you know, to make themselves feel good, and they did it, you know, as a celebration for our family and our community. And
they love each other. They're just married, you know, they share a bank account and carpool in cars and have dogs together and go on vacations and pack picnic baskets and go on little retreats and have beds and breakfasts. And they're Wiccans, so it's, you know, they don't care about this socially structured religious nonsense, you know what I mean?
I think there's a lot of problems with gay marriage being on the forefront of the gay rights movement. That's not something that's that useful. I just think that I do recognize that there are a lot of benefits to that. Health insurance, being able to have, you know, some influence or some presence if your partner's in the hospital, things that happen with, you know, deaths when loved ones pass away. So I definitely recognize that it's something that is a really important issue for many people, and I've seen, like, the direct impact of not being able to be married, the direct impact that has for gay couples. My mother's partner had breast cancer, and she was in the hospital, and my mother was not allowed anywhere near her. Technically, by law, she's nothing more than a friend, and I know that that was really difficult for them. The possibility of my mother's partner passing away from breast cancer, dealing with the hospital information and all that stuff. It was really important. It was really important for them to have the right to be recognized as any other couple would be, as far as, you know, heterosexual couples go.
It did make me think a lot about, you know, the whole legal system, you know, especially at that young age when I was trying to figure out, like, oh, I can't do that because it's illegal, but my mom can't get married because that's illegal, like, but she did and she should be able to, blah, blah, blah. Like, it really made me think a lot about, yeah, what kind of system we live in, and I don't know, definitely made me challenge it.
I never understood marriage in a religious sense, whereas, yes, it was like you got married in a church and a priest married you. It was about, like, it was about a choice that you made to join yourself with someone else.
From childhood on, human beings seek emotional security in established habit patterns, and the family habit is an essential one. The family as an institution has changed greatly. It may change even more, and its future is by no means determined. But it still carries out its essential functions: reproduction and the care and socialization of the young. As long as it maintains these functions, it will continue to flourish.
But I'm grateful for how I was brought up. I'm grateful for, you know, the two ends of the spectrum that I was able to see. You know,
if you're gay and you have kids, talk to them about it. Like, really, I think that was the one thing that, like, not to say that my mom.
Talking about how those identities, all identities, happen within a context is really important, and are influenced by the social context in which they occur is really important.
Be open, I guess. You know, open is the best way to do. Try and go around things instead of through things, you know. Figure out, take time, listen. Everything that I don't do. Listening is important. Listen, world.